Hello, today I'm going to talk about how to put equations into Sturm-Liouville form. And Sturm-Liouville equations are just homogeneous second-order ODEs. And I'm going to work through an example from homework number 6, question 1. The problem is to put this equation into Sturm-Liouville form. So, what is Sturm-Liouville form? Sturm-Liouville form, as a reminder, is simply py prime plus qy plus lambda wy equals 0. And if we expand this section right here using the product rule, we get p prime y prime, plus p y double prime plus q y plus lambda w y equals 0. So how do we get our equation into Sturm-Liouville form here? Well, we need to solve for our p's, our q's, and our w's. W's are the weighting functions, which become important later. In order to do this, we're going to multiply by an integrating factor, sigma, as we've done in the early part of this course. So I'm just going to multiply this whole equation by sigma. So I get sigma y double prime plus 2 sigma y prime plus sigma lambda y equals 0. Great. So if we just inspect here, we can see that the second derivative of y has a p out in front of it. In our case, the only thing out in front of the second derivative of y is sigma, so we can say p must equal sigma. And using the same logic, y prime here corresponds with p prime, so we know p prime must correspond to 2 sigma. P prime equals 2 sigma. Now, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to solve for sigma just from these two hints here. One method that I've found that I like and has always worked well for me is just to take this p equals sigma and then take the derivative of it, so you get p prime equals sigma prime. And we know that p prime also equals 2 sigma, so set that equal here. P prime equals sigma prime, which equals 2 sigma. Then we know sigma equals sigma prime over 2. Now, if we look at this for a little bit, we can see that the only thing sigma can possibly be is e to the 2x. Because if we take the derivative, we would get 2e to the 2x. Sigma prime equals 2e to the 2x. And if we were to plug 2e to the 2x back into this equation, we would just get sigma equals e to the 2x, so we know we've done this correctly. So now we know, I'll just write this over here, p equals e to the 2x. And using the same logic that we used in order to solve for p, we can see that q, for example, there are two y terms, one for q, one for lambda, and in our case we only have a lambda y term, so q actually has to be equal to 0. And then we know that w has to be equal to sigma, because that corresponds to lambda y, and we have lambda y here. So w equals sigma, which equals e to the 2x, as we just solved for. So now we can write our entire Sturm-Liouville form out using the format here. So we can rewrite our equation. And that's going to be equal to e to the 2x, which is equal to p, y prime, this whole thing prime, plus lambda e to the 2x y equals 0. And we're finished. This is our answer.